to CSBN in partnership with Mason Local Sports Radio. It's the Weekly Preview with Matt Beebe and Alex Day.
Welcome. This is the first edition of the Weekly Preview. This is Alex Day alongside fellow analyst Matt Beebe. And Matt, we've got the Colerain Cardinals coming to town Friday night. It's homecoming weekend. They look to spoil it for us. They've got a pretty good team, so let's break them down here.
Well, coming to this game, they're 5-0, 2-0 in the GMC, and they're ranked number 18 in the country by ESPN High School Power Rankings, and number 1 in the GMC. They got a really strong offense, averaging 415.4 yards per game, and that's ranking first in the GMC. And the focal point of that offense is the run game. They like to keep the ball on the ground with their quarterback, L.A. Ramsby, and the running back, Chris Davis, without some other backs, averaging 292.8 yards per game. Even though the run games are bread and butter, they can still put the ball in the air, averaging 122.6 yards per game. On the flip side of that, they got a strong defense. They're ranked 4th in the GMC, only allowing 264 yards per game. So they're a pretty balanced team, really strong team. With that strong team, they got some great athletes.
Yeah, and speaking of athletes, that offensive side of the ball is filled with them. I mean, you got number 5, the senior running back, Chris Davis, who's one heck of an athlete. He's strong. He can plow it right down the middle, right through your throat, or he can step it outside and catch a pass and go ways. I mean, he's got 5 total TDs, 3 of them rushing and 2 of them receiving, and with that, 183 yards rushing and 210 yards receiving. So he's a multiple guy. He can flank out, catch one, go ways, or just run it right down the middle. And then you got number 12, the senior running back / fullback, Jackson Soren. He's got 379 rushing yards on the season. That's second most on the team. He's one heck of an athlete, too. Another big, strong kid who can run you over. And finally, the guy who the offense runs through, number 1, the senior quarterback, Alfred, also known as L.A. Ramsby. This kid is one heck of an athlete. We saw him play last year before he got hurt in that game last year, and he did a lot. This year so far, he's the team's leading rusher. He's got 437 yards and 7 TDs, along with great passing numbers, too. He's 30 for 60. That's 50% completion rating. 610 yards with 5 TDs to go along in the air. I mean, he's just one heck of an athlete. And on the flip side, on defense, we'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, starting off on defense, you look at number 28, junior defensive back Jalen Christian. He's been dubbed a ball hog on the team, and he's got 3 interceptions the last 3 games. So look for Jalen to make an impact on the defensive side. And you look at the 2 brothers, the 2 captains, number 23 and number 37, senior linebackers Casey and Corey Lozier. Casey, along with his twin brother, are 2 main focal points of the Cards defense, so look out for them to make an impact. Casey comes to the game with 25.5 tackles, while his brother Corey has 15 tackles and 1.5 sacks. So on the defense side of the ball, those are the playmakers we're going to have to watch for to see if they make an impact and shut down this offense of Mason Comets. But
speaking of offense, Mason Comets, we don't really know who's going to be starting in there this week. Rumor has it that the junior who was not suspended but ineligible for the first 5 games, Jensen Harris, might be coming back and making his first career start here at Mason. But Rodney Hutchinson put in the work last week and had himself one heck of a game, so we don't really know what Kastner's going through right now. Not sure who's going to come out Friday night and start this one.
Yeah, we're not, but looking behind them, it's Daryl Johnson. If we're gonna beat this Colerain team, we're going to have to get the ball to Daryl Johnson. He's going to have to run the ball like he's capable of and like he's shown this season and last season. He's going to have a great game. Daryl Johnson being one of the leaders in the GMC rushing, he's going to have a great game. Come out, we're going to have to give him a lot of carries. Offensive line's going to have to open up some holes for him. Maybe that will open up the passing game for either Harris or Hutchinson, whoever's out there.
And the defensive side of the ball for the Comets, I think Andrew Hauser, number 43's got to come up big this week. He's already got 43 tackles on the year, and that's something a lot of kids I don't think in the GMC have. He's one heck of an athlete, one heck of a player on that defensive side, and he's having himself a great season so far. And then we also have to have Corey Quallen step up big. Last week didn't play. This week back in the lineup, and I think he'll be out there ready to go. I think he'll be amped up.
Well, that's going to take us to
the Beebe's Keys weekly special.
The 4 keys to win for the Comets. All right, we're looking at number 1. We got to score early and we got to score often. Be able to keep up with this Colerain high-powered offense. We're going to have to score early and score often to keep with them and stay in the game. Then we got to continue a strong defensive effort to keep our offense in the game and keep a team in the game. We've only been allowing average of 252 yards per game. We got to keep that up so we can contain this team so we can stay with them. With that, number 3 is we got to shut down L.A. Ramsby. the offense runs through him. You know, we talk about him being the leading rusher and the quarterback. So he's the playmaker that we have to stop and try to get him to give the ball to other people so we can contain the offense. Number 4, let's avenge the loss from last year. We lost 56-20. You know, it was a heartbreaking game. We were coming in that game with a lot of momentum, and it kind of slowed us down. We were able to get back on track, but let's try to get this win for our homecoming fans and have a good week. Start the homecoming weekend right.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude this week of the weekly preview. On behalf of the CSBN in partnership with Mason Local Sports Radio, this has been Matt Beebe alongside Alex Day. We thank you for listening, and we invite you to listen Friday night starting around 7:15. We'll bring you live action, Mason versus Colerain, on mason.localsportsradio.com. Once again, that website is mason.localsportsradio.com. Thank you for listening. This has been the weekly preview.